the time on your phone to not go away, to just stay there. It's a Harvey doing it to his phone, but it was an Android. And I'm like, there has to be, I just don't know. I'd rather not. Yeah, just don't want to do that. No, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. No, I don't. Ready when you are. Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Can you hear me okay? Okay. My name is Paulo, and I will be leading meditation this morning. This is our second meditation here in person after COVID restrictions. So I'm excited to welcome you after our lamas welcomed us last weekend. A little bit on our meditation today. So this meditation that we're going to be doing today comes to us from Anand Harvey's teacher in Tibet, Atsum Trungpa Rinpoche, who is probably the most renowned Dzogchen teacher in Tibet currently living. And then I think it was around 2002, and met Atsum Rinpoche and his sister in Tibet, and asked if he could share a teaching with us or a technique with us that would be accessible and simple and yet profound, and you could see like change. As a beginner, it would be impactful as a beginner, and it would continue to be impactful through practice for more senior students who have been doing meditation for a long time. So the meditation has a couple steps that I'll guide us through, but the big picture here is we'll settle into our bodies and to connect with our what I call 3 pillars, which is kind of like our support, and then we'll focus on our breath for a little bit. And then we'll chant the syllable hung, and we'll chant hung together at your own pace, right? Like some people will start and I need to take a breath, and other people will keep going. About 2 hungs per breath is what's recommended. Go at your own pace. We'll do that for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll sit it again for a little bit in meditation, and and we'll talk and answer a few questions. I guess I don't have a bell, but imagine a bell happening. So taking in a deep breath just to connect with your bodies in the present moment. I like to think that riding the in-breath into my body, your body's always here now, so you're coming into the present moment by riding that in-breath in here, and then exhaling, letting go of staleness in our bodies, of sleepiness or whatever might be there, and just bringing in some clarity and wakefulness. As you arrive here in your bodies, noticing if there's any excess tension that might have collected from the week. Inviting your in-breath maybe into your shoulders, maybe into your belly, letting it relax as you inhale, and as you exhale, letting go of that excess tension, letting it a little bit dissolve with the exhale. Your shoulders might get a little bit further away from your ears. Your teeth might get a little bit further away from each other, so you're not clenching your jaw. Your belly might naturally rest, as opposed to being tense like it is most of the time. And as you welcome your attention into the body, allow yourself to connect with your seat, your first pillar. I like to wiggle back and forth on my seat, and then try to find an evenly distributed weight amongst your 2 sit bones, so that not too much pressure is going to the front or the back, side to side. Just allowing your sit bones to connect with your cushion or your chair. Noticing that you're supported by the ground, earth, right? Mother Earth supports us without any judgment, without any expectation. It allows us to sit on its surface and protects us from nasty radiation of the outside universe. Your sits bones are actually, from a geometric standpoint, directly aligned with the center of Earth. If you drew a line directly down, it would actually, just the way gravity works, it draws you directly towards the middle. So allow yourself to feel supported by your sits bones, your cushion, the ground, earth. From this deep foundation, notice how your spinal column, the center of your being, the axis of your own body, rises from there and stacks neatly and allows for your body to just stand, hold itself up. And if you allow your exhale to relax around your skeletal system, you notice that the support is always there with you. You know the strength of your bones. This is our 3rd pillar. Given to the freshness of coming back together after a long hiatus of not being together and meditating in the same room, I'd like to bring up what I like to think of as maybe a 4th pillar, which is us here supporting each other in meditation as a community, finding a safe space, sharing breath together. So allow yourself also to feel supported by those in the room, those afar online. And allow yourself to also feel open to support those around you. having connected with the support pillars, I like to allow your minds to just come home to the body, home to the present moment. Through the breath, which will be our next part of the practice. Just paying attention or just riding the inhalation into your belly, letting it expand. Letting the exhalation wash away the past and just allowing us to be relaxed here and now. Without chasing for what comes next, without frilling about what might have come before. Just riding the wave of the breath in and out here in your body. If you're not accustomed to doing so, maybe I'll invite you to open your gaze, open your eyes. In our tradition, when we meditate, we're not trying to block away the world, but we're actually trying to be better prepared to be present at all times. So we meditate with our eyes open as a gesture of not trying to shy away from reality. The instruction is commonly to gaze about 45 degrees down. But I think really just wherever your eyes fall comfortably without fixating in any object is okay. Just feeling your breath. Maybe you feel your breath at the tip of your nose. Maybe it's your throat. Maybe it's your lungs, how they expand and fall. Maybe you have a more intricate breathing practice and you can allow your breath to come into your belly. It's called the dough, kind of our center of our belly, which is 2 finger widths down from our navel and 2 fingers widths in. Feeling for deep, full breaths. When you inhale, you should feel your rib cage expanding radially in all directions. Slowly until you top off at your collarbones. Allowing your exhale to flow slowly until you comfortably feel empty without forcing it too much. If your mind wanders, that's okay. That's what mind does. We have thoughts, we wonder. Just when you notice it wandering, just nudge it gently and without judgment back to your breath. Allowing yourself to be a little curious about the sensations in your body and the state of your mind. No judgments. There's no right feelings. Just curiosity around what effect this practice has on you. Even if the answer is not at all. Just remain curious. And nodding our attention back to our breath. Letting that breath fill our bodies, our bellies, our chests with life. Reminded that one of the most important nourishments our bodies need is air. We think about food and water often, but air is actually something we can't live with for maybe 2 minutes. To just welcome precious air and life into our bodies here and now. Noticing the quality of your mind. I think any given day, but especially when you're beginning to meditate, it can be startling to notice how much continuous thought happens in our brains, in our minds. Sometimes it's as somebody who hasn't showered in years goes to shower and all this dirt starts to come out and it's like, oh my God, why am I doing this, right? Why am I cleaning myself? Why am I cleaning my mind through meditation? There's all these thoughts here. That's normal. It's part of the process. Don't be deterred. Don't be scared or overwhelmed. But also know that some days our mind is peaceful. Some days our mind is anxious and running. And we just meet ourselves where we are at that time. Connect with our breath. Connect with our 3 pillars. And just try to settle. Noticing if tension has come back into your body, your shoulders, your belly, and allowing your exhale to just evaporate just a little bit. Just invite it to relax. You can't force your body to relax, but you can invite it. You can allow it, give it permission. For whatever reason, our inhales are able to carve out a little bit of space inside of us. And our exhales are a medium through which relaxation can be obtained. A common thread amongst, if not all, most schools of Buddhism is that we practice not just for ourselves, but to benefit all sentient beings around us. If nothing, just the ones we love that are close to us, but ideally everyone. So as we close this practice, we'll close it with chanting Ah. And as you chant Ah, we imagine light pouring out of our hearts to ourselves, sharing it with those in this room, and at the same time receiving it from those in this room, then expanding into the city, country, the world, the universe, and really just as far as your imagination can touch. Please join me. Thank you for sharing your breath with me. Just a reminder that these teachings, these practices can be taken home with you, and I encourage you to try them at home on a weekly basis, or when you feel a little bit stressed. Usually the prescription is shorter sessions are better than longer sessions. So, just keeping it fresh. Something that always stuck with me, when people are in like either, like heavy duty monk training or yogic training in Tibet, it's common to split. I mean, sometimes even like you're talking about minute meditations and then splitting it and splitting it and splitting it, right? This keeps it fresh. So don't think that meditation has to be like this monolithic chunk of time in your day. I think a lot of us are deterred from like finding the mat and sitting down because I have to meditate for half an hour, right? Like don't. I think that's a disservice to yourself. Like I think if you have 2 minutes, or I just got out of a meeting and I'm overwhelmed and I feel super ungrounded, like allow yourself to breathe for a minute and like don't look at your phone. That's fair, Just little meditations are better than no meditations, but actually probably better than really long meditations. From what I hear from like teachers, but also from personal experience, I think short meditations are key to freshness, key to connecting with the present moment. If you haven't yet, here's the Book of Names. We dedicate our merit to all sentient beings, but in particular, we put names of people that might need a little bit of extra oomph in their lives, whether they might have passed away, or they might be sick, or just going through some troubled time. So if somebody needs it, here it is. We'll talk for a little bit and then we'll meditate again. Our lamas asked me to talk a little bit about Sangha this morning. It's been I don't know, time's weird these days. COVID did something funny to time, and I think it's been quite fixed, at least for me personally. But it's been about 3 years since we really have regularly come together to meditate. And there's Buddhism talks about the three jewels, right? Dharma, Buddha, which is kind of the example or the strive or like the nature, our own nature, really. Dharma, which is the teachings that allow us to see our true nature, and Sangha, the precious community. And I think as Western Buddhists, really part of a very individualistic culture that we belong to. It seems pretty prevalent along the world, but we're American, and I think we're probably the most individualistic. So I think there's a tendency for us to think that we can go at it ourselves, that we can, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, whether it's in our personal lives and business or whatever work, or our Buddhist practice, right? We go, we study from a book, we meditate, we get all these fancy ideas, and I'm like, I can do it by myself. I think this is a con. I mean, honestly, our society, our culture has conned us into thinking that humans are islands that can accomplish things by themselves. You know, we have this romantic idea of the cowboy or, you know, the self-made billionaire or whatever. These are fallacies. We're extremely interconnected as humans. Nobody exists by themselves. Nobody's ever been successful by itself, right? Sometimes I look at dogs or wolves and I'm like, we humans are a lot like them. We like to think we're ferocious tigers, but really we're more like a dog that really just wants to be with its pack, right? Our brains evolved in such a way, our bodies evolved in such a way that we really find most strength in a tribe, in a pack. We're not great at everything, you know, we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses, and I think coming together really makes humans the strongest. We do our best work. You know, I'm always humbled to notice that, you know, we really do our best work as part of a strong team. I don't know whose quote this is, but somebody said, and I really like this, we are the result of the 5 people that we spend most of our time with, right? Who you're having conversations with, who you're letting influence, what you're letting into your mind in your everyday. We are a result of those interactions. I think, again, we like to do it DIY just at home, but I think there's so much to be gained when we humble ourselves and realize the interdependence of our condition and how much we need a sangha, we need a group to really enrich our lives. I think that's pretty much. I mean, I could keep going around in circles, but I think that's pretty. I don't think I'm adding much to that. So I think that's really the definition of sangha. It's coming together as a community, allowing ourselves to be supported, because we do need support, because we are these, as tough as we like to be, we are these gentle creatures that without our tribe, we could not have evolved, we could have not built great civilizations, we could have not developed great monasteries in India that developed Buddhism as we know it today. So yeah, I think that's the definition of sangha. At least for me, it is. I mean, that's at the core. I think it gets very glossed over when we're learning about Buddhism. It's like, okay, yeah, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Okay, come on, yeah, like I wanted the really lofty stuff. But I think there's really a preciousness and just the simplicity of like, hey, why do we need a community? Why do we come together? I think most or all religions out there are deeply rooted in having a community, and feeling part of a group is something that we all crave for and need to feel at ease. So, you know, thank you for coming together. I hope that we continue to do this and grow our community, and, you know, invite your friends and grow our family. I'll open it up to questions or comments if anybody has any questions or comments. Not that I necessarily have all the answers. Cool. We can stretch a little bit, and then we'll come back and meditate for 10 minutes I'll close. I'm gonna get up and stretch. And I missed our aspiration, so I apologize for that. I was supposed to do aspiration before I got into meditation. And since I missed it, we'll do our aspiration, and just thinking that, we practice to, obviously, to be better for ourselves, be better with our minds and our state of being. But by doing so, by improving our reactive patterns, our habituated reactions, we're able to be better for others as well, right? We're able to show up to the world in a better, healthier way. So this is our aspiration. So it's top of this side, group practice prayers. We're going to do the top two, and we'll get into a little bit of meditation again. May all beings always have happiness in its causes. May all beings always be free of pain in its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings cling to those near, nor spurn those far. For as long as space divides, for as long as time remains, just so long as may I be there, resolving all beings' pains. And you can sing that too if you like singing. I just have a terrible singing voice, so I'm just sparing you. I'm just settling back into your body, into your breath. I'd really like to imagine that my inhalation, I'm just riding in my attention back into here now in my body. And as we arrive in our bodies again, connecting with our three pillars, connecting with our seat, whether it's our chair or cushion. Connecting with the ground, earth, the alignment of our seat with the center of earth. And from that alignment arises our spine, our central channel, the axis of our body that holds us up and allows us to sit here and meditate. And just connecting with your breath. Nudging your attention from the list of things to do back to the here and now. Knowing that none of it is getting done, whether it's the groceries later today or cleaning the house or, things later in the week. Don't let your anxiety drag you away from here with your breath. Alternatively, don't rush back to the past, having postmortem on what has already been, allowing it to bog you down, just letting yourself be here with your breath, sharing breath with everybody in the room and everybody online with us. Letting your belly expand as you start your inhale. Letting your rib cage expand after that. And filling all the way up to your collarbones. And almost as if you were saying, ah, as you exhale, letting the rooftop of your mouth just relax and letting go. So, almost imagining that you're a base, you start filling the base up from the bottom in your belly, then your rib cage, then your collarbones, and then you empty yourself in a similar fashion, starting with the rooftop of your mouth, down towards the collarbones, down towards the chest, down towards the belly. Noticing gently your body, your mind. Connecting back with the three pillars, your seat, the ground, your spine, your bones. Allowing long, smooth breaths to smooth out your mind. Pranayama, which is the study of breathing in ancient India, tells us that breath is like the horse that the mind and the thoughts ride. So if we're able to smooth out our breath, it helps to smooth out the mind. And closing our practice with 3 ahs. Same as before, we're sharing the goodness, the merit that we might have acquired through this practice with ourselves, with those in the room, really just with our universe. Thank you for coming out this chilly March morning and sharing your breath. We'll dedicate our merit to all sentient beings, but in particular today, Natalia, Camacho, Gary, Emily, Kaisu, Betha, Emmanuel, Camarata, Hal, Dave, Suf, Health, Ann Sullivan, John's sister Healing, Jack, Mark, Jean, Ron, Glenn Draper in hospice, Dean Clark, Bob Kilker, Andy and family, Jodine, Maggie, Sylvia, Rolando, Nathaniel, Emma, Ed, Leeth, Jimmy Powell, Jonah Powell, Dennis, Tony, Tom, Tim, animals, victims of oppression, people of Ukraine, our lamas. I don't have a candle, but we'll imagine that there's a light, and we'll do the blessing, which is at the bottom of the group practice. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise born in one enlightened mandala. And we also dedicate the merit. By this good, may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. As you may or may not know, we are a non-for-profit organization, and if you like what we're doing and you like joining us, we do have a donation basket by the entrance. So please feel generous and donate to us. We do have many other programs outside of just, this is kind of our welcome program, free and accessible to everybody, so let your friends know. But beyond this, we have Teaching Tuesdays, so every first and third Tuesday of the month, we have an online course. I think current course is Impermanence and Death, which sounds really grim, but it's really not. It's really more about, it's about acknowledging that things are impermanent and death is real, and therefore we should enjoy life and be more alive, and celebrate that. It's, sometimes Buddhism can get a little grim with that. Oh, we're like always talking about impermanence and death, but it's really about, hey, things are impermanent and you will die, so like make the best of now. I think, if you're not acknowledging death, sometimes you can't really truly be alive. So it's an interesting teaching. I know that there's more announcements, but I don't know what they are. Wendy? Right. So next 2 weekends, Lama Tenzin, who is a wonderful, wonderful Lama. So he was probably the top student of our Lama's first teacher, or maybe not first teacher, but one of their main teachers, which I'm forgetting his name, but his name, Ketsun Sampo Rinpoche's student. He's been teaching us now, for 8 or 9 years, very kindly. He lives in France. He will be teaching. Is he coming to town?
No, online.
So I'll be online. It's a Sukchen teaching, but it's accessible to everybody the way that it's taught. So this is like really precious teaching. So please, if you have time and desire to learn something really precious, do attend next 2 weekends. Go to donmountain.com and you can get more information there. Other announcements?
I think it's for free. Can you verify? Is that for free?
I don't believe so.
Oh, never mind.
We're having a Welcome to Down Mountain event on April 16th.
We're having a Welcome to Dawn Mountain event on April 16th.
I believe that's a Sunday. It will be done at 12:30 after Sunday meditation. And at this event, we let people know everything that Dawn Mountain has to offer as far as our programs. We will show a recording of our lamas talking about their mission.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have testimonials of different Sangha members.
Great. So if those online couldn't hear, it's a Sunday, the 16th. It will be after meditation. We will show a video of our lamas sort of talking about what our mission as Dawn Mountain is, what our offering is, and just other testimonials from our Sangha along with it. So please come and join us.
And also invite any friends that
And invite your friends, please. I think that's it. Well, yes, snacks. We'll have a little bit of socializing and snacks in the hallway, just in the entrance. So please grab some and hopefully continue to have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you.